Hi everyone, Miss Lizzie here at the library with another really fun STEM experiment for summer reading. And today we're going to make elephant toothpaste. And this is really fun and really cool to do. But I do recommend that you have an adult supervising and assisting you in this experiment. So, first things I would recommend are some gloves and safety goggles if you're a little one. Now, I don't have any today because I have done this before and I kind of can gauge it pretty well, but I would recommend first time if you're a little apprehensive, I would recommend gloves and possible safety goggles just in case anything splashes around. But I do think that this is definitely an experiment that an adult would perform and then the child can watch. There are little things that the child can help kind of implement, but other than that, this is more of just a watch and learn and maybe hypothesize with the experiment and kind of guess what's going to happen, but mostly this needs a lot of adult supervision and assistance. Now, if you have a child who's a little bit older, they might be able to assist in this a little bit more or kind of take the reins with this, but I really do recommend that first and foremost. Now, that being said, what you'll need for this experiment is a water bottle. I have a regular 12-ounce water bottle or 17-ounce water bottle that I'm going to be using. You can use an old soda bottle if you want this experiment to be bigger, but my measurements and everything are going to coincide with the size of this water bottle. So I have that. You're going to need some hydrogen peroxide. I have 2 bottles here just because I thought I was going to run out of one. But this is just regular 3% hydrogen peroxide. You could get a really big from a salon, again, if you want to do a bigger quantity, if you wanted the experiment to be a little bit more elaborate. But this hydrogen peroxide will also work, and you can find this at any grocery store or drugstore pretty much. So this is just regular 3%. Some food coloring to make the craft, or to make the experiment kind of colorful and fun. You can decide what colors you want to use. So I have some of that. I have a measuring cup and with some warm water in it that we'll need. I have some measuring spoons for the measuring for the yeast, and then I have some dish soap as well, because you want some just regular dish soap. It doesn't really matter the color because it's going to change. And then yeast. Now for this you'll just need a regular 0.25 ounce packet of yeast. I keep my yeast in this little jar, so I'm going to measure out some yeast, which is 2 1/4 teaspoons, is about the same in the packet, so that's what I'm going to do here. But if you just get the yeast in packets, then you should just be able to, the active yeast, use a whole packet. That's completely fine. So to start, first things first, when you have your kind of goggles and gloves on, you're going to want to pour half a cup of hydrogen peroxide into here, which I already did that to kind of square that away, but this is half a cup of hydrogen peroxide. Oh, I also have a little catch-all tray that is good to use when it all starts to spill over. Now you could do this outside, you could use something even bigger. It's totally up to you. It's basically just to catch all the mess, and then I can dispose of it right after. But this stuff is safe to go down the drain if you're worried about, washing dishes or anything like that. It's completely safe. So this is my half a cup of hydrogen peroxide, and then we're going to squeeze in about a tablespoon of dish soap. I'm going to do an approximation, just kind of a good squeeze in there. So I'm going to do that, and you just kind of want to gently mix it around just to kind of combine it. You can just do it like that. And now I'm going to add some food coloring, which I think I'm going to do green. You can do multiple colors if you want. I think I'm just going to do the one. So I'm going to take green, if I can get the cap off. And I'm going to do it down the side of the water bottle, so it kind of drips like that, because then what can happen is it'll kind of create these lines and make it look really cool. Now you could just add it in like I'm doing, but I think the lines are going to make it look really cool. Okay, so there's my green food coloring. And next, last but not least, this is quite a quick experiment, but again, it can get a little crazy. Also, you might want a funnel. I'm not going to use a funnel for this next step because I have a measuring cup with a spout, But if you don't and you're using regular measuring cups that don't have a spout, you might want to funnel this in just because it can be a little messy. So I have my warm water. You want pretty warm water. I wouldn't say boiling or anything, but just significantly warm water. And I did 3 tablespoons of warm water in here. Again, it's not measured on here. I'm just using this as the pour guide. So now I'm going to take my yeast. And like I said, because I don't have it in a packet, I kind of keep it all like this. I'm going to just add it in here. So I'm going to do 2 1/4 teaspoons. That's 1, which is about the equivalent of one of those little packets. So then you'll want to mix this all together and let it activate and do its thing. So it's going to, you're going to kind of know when it activates because it's going to look kind of foamy. It's all going to kind of come together almost like a full liquid. It's going to look a little bit like chocolate milk, kind of. And you just want to kind of mix it and stir it and make sure that it's not in lumps like that. So this will take a little bit of time, and this is a fun part to kind of let any little one in on this part. You want it to completely dissolve. So again, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's gonna be worth it. It'll be really, really cool. So again, I'm just gonna kind of use my 2 measuring spoons just straight and keep mixing. It's almost there. I know, the anticipation. And this is a really great point to kind of, you can hypothesize. Do you think the colors will change? What do you think is going to happen when we add certain things? What kind of reaction is it? So it's not actually toothpaste at all. It just, when it happens, it looks a lot like big toothpaste, which is why it gets that name. Okay. So our yeast is dissolved. It has completely dissolved. So it looks like this. Now it's like a complete liquid, kind of like a cream color, and it has a bit of a smell to it. And now we're going to add this, and this is where the magic is going to happen. Are we ready? I'm going to sit a little bit further back because I'm not following my own advice with goggles. But now, here we go. Whoa! So cool! See how it's all stripy like that? Whoa! Oh no, mine's going to spill. I didn't have a big enough container. There's a lot of elephant toothpaste. Look at that. And be careful, this is hot. So you don't want to touch this right away. It is warm. You want to let it sit for a little bit. I should have had a bigger container. That's fine. But look at how cool. It will go on for a little bit. So like I said, you can let it sit, and then you can kind of touch it with gloves on after. But look at that, and that's it. It's still coming out a little bit slowly, but see how it looks like toothpaste? That's where it gets its fun name. All right. It's just like that, just that simple and easy, really, really fun to do, and a really, really cool experiment. So if you guys did this, we would love to know. So send us a picture of your elephant toothpaste here at the library. Email it to us, because we'd love to see what your experiment looks like. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.